What's going on, guys? Bliv here for blivbeats.com, and this is my first official tutorial. So I'm just kind of testing the waters here. I'm going to make this one short and sweet. And today we're just talking about drums. Just drums. I'm not going to make a complete beat. We're just talking about specifically boom bap drums and how you can get your drums to sound more authentic, more like they are like a vintage loop. But we don't want to use loops because at the end of the day, if you're using drum loops and melody loops, and you're really just putting other people's work together. So we want to program the drums ourselves. So I got a couple tips, a couple tricks here to sort of help you make it sound more like it's a vintage loop. Let's talk about timing real quick. Now, generally speaking, you want to be between 80 on the low end and 100 on the very high end. I find that 90 is a pretty good sweet spot for me. Right now we're working at 90 beats per minute, okay? Next, let's talk about samples. Samples are very important. Show you my kick there. You hear that extra little tail that it's got there at the end? Like, that's perfect. That's the kind of stuff you're looking for. I just selected these real quick, but this is something you're definitely going to want to take time doing because this alone is going to really help as far as the sound of your drum loop and making it sound like it's a vintage boom bap drum loop. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and we're going to do some programming real quick. I just did a quick little fill each two-step there. I'm going to add this extra little one here. Let's get this open hi-hat here. Get some snares in there. Program kick real quick. Okay, basic little loop there. Now it sounds very robotic, very quantized, and that's because it is, because I'm using this sequencer here. But we're going to go ahead and make some adjustments to everything as far as the timing is concerned. I'm going to jump here in the piano roll. I'm going to drag these out just so I can see them a little bit better. Turn the snap on the grid on none, which it already is. Go ahead and nudge it off just ever so slightly. I'm going to come down over here to the velocity, and I'm just going to kind of just randomize this to kind of make it imperfect. That's kind of the goal here. You want imperfect samples, you want imperfect timing, and that's what's going to give it that kind of human quality, like it was actually played by hand. The snares, I'm going to leave those on. The kick, we'll make a couple little adjustments here as far as the velocity is concerned. Turn that one up a little bit, just so it's not perfect. Alright, so that sounds better. But this next step is a really easy step to take, and this is going to really help it. Now watch what this does. This little knob here is called the swing knob. So listen to it here without any swing. And I'm going to go ahead and turn it up to about 40% there. It's going to vary on your taste, but I find about 40%, generally speaking, works for me. So before and after. That swing really helps with the feel. It like loosens it up and it just makes it feel so much more human. Alright, now that sounds pretty good so far. But we're not going to stop there. We're going to go ahead and add a little bit of vinyl. I'll just go ahead and mute the drums real quick just so you can hear that. It's just a vinyl flooring. Vinyl flooring. What are we? Building a kitchen or making a fucking beat here? It's just a little vinyl sample that I'm adding in here. Mix that in with the drums. And you got that. But I got one more thing for you that we're going to do. Now, this step, it's going to depend when you take this step, because what we're going to do is we're going to consolidate everything into one wave loop. So as far as mixing goes, you're not going to be able to mess with it after that. But it's important that you keep all of this programming when you do this. So if you do need to go back and change something, you have that option. But I'm going to go ahead and Command Option C for consolidate. Consolidate it. Then I'm going to make sure my snap's online. I'm going to go ahead and trim this little. I don't know why it adds this extra little tail, but you need to make sure you cut that off perfectly on the grid. And then what we're left with is an actual wave loop. And now what we can do with that wave loop is we can manipulate the pitch. And that's going to vary based on what key you're in, whatever melody you add to it. You're going to change this. You might pitch it up, you might pitch it down, you might leave it where it was. But that is that final little step. I feel it really helps glue things together. But again, be careful when taking that step because you want control over the final mix. And there you go. A nice boom bap drum loop. Alright, again, if you like this, if you want more content like this, please leave me a comment. If you're not interested in, I guess thumbs down the shit, whatever. But thanks for watching.